what's up, man? This Corona stuff got everything, got us on live.
I know. I was just telling somebody that I was on the phone with that low key, this is really gonna change the way of the world. It's a lot of ways that we're gonna have to cope with this, but it's just gonna take us so much further. Like I've tapped into markets that I never even realized were possible because so.
Right. First of all, man, they part of the podcast, man. It's your host, Go Lucky, man. First of all, thank you for joining. You know what I'm saying? And being part of this. Next time we do this, we got to be live. Feel me? You got to come to the studio. You got to come get the in studio live feeling. You know what I'm saying? But we're gonna do it on another time. First of all, man, how are you doing right now?
I'm doing really good. I'm trying to stay healthy, keep my hands washed, and staying in the house.
Right. While keep your hands washing and staying in the crib. That's what everybody doing. I guess that's the remedy right now. First of all, I want to give out to shout out to your immediate bae, Mrs. Amber. You know what I'm saying, for making the connect. That's my dog. You feel me? Give me a little backstory on yourself.
So y'all already know my name is Allura. I've been doing this music stuff for going on 2 years. This will be my second year. I've released one song so far. I plan on releasing a lot more this year. But right now, the goal is to kind of just weather the storm throughout this quarantine thing and stay motivated.
Right. You said 2 years, so how did you find music? Was it already there, or just kind of you just inspired by someone, or what?
It was both of those. So I've always been able to sing, but it was never something that I actually saw myself doing. It was something that I wanted to do, but never really thought that I actually had enough talent to be able to go forth and do what I've already done. But in 2017, I was dating this guy, and we ended up splitting. Things were bad, and the only thing that I could really do to kind of help me channel through that hurt was write. And so then that's when I realized, I actually might have something here. So I took my songbook to the studio and I started recording. And there I learned that I actually did have talent that could possibly be able to touch others' lives.
Right. So this came from your inspiration came from a relationship. So that was your way of releasing whatever you was going through. And it just transferred into a song format.
Yes. I've always been able to write, but I never ever tried to write music. And one day I was writing something, and I don't know, a melody popped into my head, and from there, I've not been able to stop.
Right. You originally from Dallas, Texas?
Yes. Shout out to the Triple D. Y'all know that's my city.
Okay, cool. Let me ask you something. Speaking of Dallas, Texas right now, what is your, even though you're a new artist, but you're also, what do you think, what is the climate of Dallas culture as far as music from your perspective?
The best artists out right now in Dallas, or?
Right, no, I mean, not really that. I mean, as far as the artists here in Dallas, and do you think that they represent Dallas well? Or do you think, you know what I'm saying, you're going to add your swag to it?
Okay, so one thing that I can say about Dallas is that we definitely have our own sound.
Right.
So I like to call my genre the New Dallas sound. So it's a mixture of pop, R&B, country, because I'm a pretty multifaceted artist. Once I drop my EP, everyone will understand that. I don't really fit into one genre, so I created my own, and I call it the New Dallas sound. So Dallas has their own culture and stuff, and I feel like that's the only way I technically would be able to fit into it, by adding my little subcategory.
Okay, so because I'm hearing you using terms like EP and who taught you about music? How did you, even though I know you say you started from a creative space to create music, but how did you pick up on what to do as far as promoting videos and just watching, or you had somebody to guide you along there?
That's actually a really good question. So it's actually kind of both. So I hopped into that creative space. I wrote music, I recorded it, and from there, like I had to create an actual strategy as far as releasing. So what I did was I watched the other artists that I kind of followed on social media, like Meg, because I was a fan of Meg before she actually became who she is now.
Okay.
So I kind of just watched what she was doing and tried to create that same path for myself.
Right.
So after recording those songs, I was like, okay, the next step would be to get my followers up and to release a video. So I released the song "What's the Move." I released a video, and then I scouted out someone to help me with my social media because it's just not something that I'm good at. And I ended up stumbling across BC. So, and what shocked me was that BC actually showed up. So I was able to actually meet him in person, like outside of Instagram, and he's been the one that's kind of helped guide us on this path of like marketing strategies and stuff like that, because what people don't see is that it's not just about releasing music. Like,
no, it's not.
Tell you all day long, like, oh, just release this, release a tape, but no, none of that stuff matters if people don't listen to it. You have to have marketing.
Right. So how was your okay, we're gonna go from there to what was your first recording session like? Was it hectic? Did you leave there with a headache, or did you have doubts like, hold up, I don't know if I can do this? Or was it all one big ball?
So, I'm not a shy person by any means, like at all. But for some reason, when I hopped into the studio, it was like I became this nervous person. Like the mic scared me. And then like I had a really good producer at the time. Like he and I were really close. So he kind of helped pull out those emotions that I wrote, because it's one thing to actually sing and to sing with feeling. So when I first hopped into the studio, I was still trying to get used to all this equipment, like actually singing into a mic, but then you're hearing yourself in your ears.
Right.
It's really weird. So I was like singing behind the time. So it was like, for one, a lot of arguing, a lot of confusion, and then I wasn't singing with feeling because I was still trying to figure everything out, and it made me really nervous. So eventually, like, I stopped going to actual studios. I don't like recording in studios at all. And I prefer like home studios. So we were working at this big studio with the glass and all that, those professional studios. And by the time like we recorded the second song of my EP, he invited me to record at his house, and I realized that I like that setup better because it feels
more comfortable.
Organic. I like to have my little incense. I like the lights cut down low.
Right. So you just created a whole vibe. And the reason why I asked that, because that's very important, because you always want to be comfortable in whatever you're doing. So do you have like, who are your influences in music right now?
So I really like Kehlani. She was one of the people that kind of sparked my interest in music too. I started listening to her when she dropped, I think, her first album, her first debut album is when I really started following her. And it kind of like gave me hope, because a lot of the stuff that she talked about in the album was stuff that I was experiencing. But she was one of the people that I kind of modeled my career after as well. And I love Meg. I love Normani. I would like, for me as an artist, if I were to classify myself, I always tell people like I'm Normani and Meg if they had a baby.
That's a good way of putting it.
I can be classy, but I can get ratchet too.
Right. Because one thing about music, it comes automatically with influence. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you reach a certain plateau or a certain audience. So just like how you brought up Megan and other person, you keep doing this and keep doing putting in the hard work, people are going to be using you as an example. You know what I'm saying? Or who they want to reach and who they want to be like. You know what I mean? So I think that's very, very important. And how we were just talking about social media, because even with myself, I'm very particular about what I post, because I don't want to project the wrong crap. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, and I think that's my biggest issue with social media. It's like if you post one thing, it could go viral and create this terrible image of you. So that's why I'm so reluctant to post, because I never know what could trigger someone.
Right. So let me ask you this. Speaking on influence, do you have what other things that you bring to hip hop or to R&B or just to the whole music culture? What else do you bring just besides music?
So a lot of people don't know this because a lot of people just follow my musical journey. Right. But I actually started out as a dancer. So I danced from the age of 3 to the age of 16. Okay. My discipline was ballet. I never really experimented outside of that. Right. Now I'm starting to experiment with more hip hop, heels, even a little bit of pole. But I started out as a dancer. So I had this creative side to myself, but I never ever tapped into music until a few years ago. But I dance, I write, I even act. I'm trying to get into modeling, but I don't really like cameras that much. So. Right.
So I'm gonna tell you this because, like I say, I interview a lot of artists. I interview a lot of female artists. And do you know what the number one killer is of a female's career?
No.
A boyfriend.
Yep.
I hear that so much, and their significant other have to be around other men for photo shoots, video shoots, studio sessions, and they kill off a lot of women's dreams because they're trying to make their relationship work. So hopefully you don't have any of that going on, because it's real. The reason I'm bringing this up because that's a real thing. What happens to a lot of females,
Well, I feel like I believe in balance. So even if I were to be in a relationship, there are some things that just off limits to my life. A lot of people don't know this, but in the relationships that I've been in or the involvements that I've been in, I always try to keep my music career separate from that because this is about business. You're not allowed to come to my studio sessions. You're not allowed at photo shoots. Because, that's a different side of me that I don't really want them to see, up close and personal. I just feel like that should be separate at all times.
Right. And that's a very good outlook on that. Just to spin it a little bit, let's talk about hip hop a little bit. And in all my interviews, I always mention a person that inspires me as far as Nipsey Hussle. What is your take on Nipsey Hussle? And I'm gonna bring it back around once you give me your take on Nipsey Hussle.
I'm sorry, I missed that last part.
I'm saying, what is your take on as far as Nipsey Hussle as an artist and what he done with his career as far as outside the music, as far as giving back to his community? I want to know what's your take on as far as his career?
Well, I feel like Nipsey Hussle was a great influence, especially in the Black community as a whole. And I feel like a lot of people need to hop on that wave because a lot of us are projecting this violence. We aren't giving to our communities. I am so tired of rappers giving shout outs to their hood, but not giving anything back to it. What's the point? One thing I loved about Nipsey is that he talked about eating healthy.
Right.
Talks about giving back to the community. And on top of that, he was a rapper that loved his girlfriend. He wasn't out here being a thot.
Right. So
he definitely has a career that everyone can learn from.
Right. So, and the reason why, like I said, the reason why I brought that up because the music game goes much farther than just music. Because you can build your plateau up and your pillars to your post to your career can stand on a lot of solid ground other than just music. You know what I mean? So let's talk about your single. What's the move? Tell me about that, the concept, how you came up with it, and who's the producer on it?
Okay, so the producer of What's the Move, his name is Hy Jackson, but it was also co-produced by Slick Music. We worked together on that song for. Honestly, that song was recorded in 20 minutes. It was super easy. We kind of came up with it because I told him that I like to go out. At that time, I like to go out. I like to party. And we kind of came up with this concept of okay, we're going to put all the things that you like to do in one song. And so he was like, whenever you get ready to go out, what do you do? And I was like, well, the first thing I always ask is, okay, what's the move? what are we gonna get into? And so we just kept repeating that verse over and over again, like singing it, and then it built into an entire song.
I like that, man. Go ahead.
I was like, one that people actually ended up enjoying. Like, I mean, people, how do I explain this? So, people see creating music as just hopping into the studio and recording something, but it's definitely much more than that. Like, it's more than just singing a song on top of a beat. Like, it has to be built.
Right. So that's why when you see these artists, when they put their album together, sometimes it take a year, 6 months, 8 months, because they want the best. You know what I'm saying? The best product ever. And some people are naturally gifted. You know what I'm saying? Some people have the best team around them. So just leading to team, like what is your team like as far as what you?
My team is really small. I try and keep a small circle when it comes to music because I just don't like people in my business like that. So I have someone for marketing and for media promotion. I have sorry, can y'all hear me still? Okay.
Yeah, you good?
I have my mom who works on like the actual like marketing stuff inside, so like t-shirt sales. We help build my logo, and then my dad also helps as far as kind of like the management aspect because I have like an entire management team, but no one lives here, so he handles like the stuff inside of Dallas as well.
Right.
I have like as far as a studio, I don't technically have a studio home. I prefer like the home studio setup. Social media and stuff, that's BC.
Right. What about how are you? Have you ever performed live?
I have. I did a show last year in June. It was like a fashion show setup. Actually, I did 2 shows last year in June.
Okay.
They were fashion shows. They were hosted by K104.
And how was that experience? You know what I'm saying, to go out there and give the crowd, you know what I'm saying, your creation.
So I went on a cruise before I came back to perform, and I got back the day of the actual performance, and I was super nervous, but the entire time that I was on the ship, I worked with another person on my team. His name is Jamil. He, like, helps with stage choreography and all of my performances. Like, I sit there and perform in front of him over and over again. He'll stop me, make me redo the choreography. He always makes sure that I sound good. So luckily I had him on the cruise to kind of watch me go through my show.
Right.
But I actually found out that I'm a natural when it comes to performing. It's like an out-of-body experience that happens. Right. Like, I'm not myself when I'm on stage. I actually become Allura, and it's like I don't actually see what's going on. I'm just dancing and singing in my own world.
Right. So Allura, is that your real name or that's a stage name?
It's a stage name.
Okay. What's the story behind it?
You know what? Allura actually does not have a story. It's one of those things, like, I spent like 3 months trying to find a name for myself before, like, when I started music. I was like, I have no idea what I'm going to call myself. So I had like a list of names. I actually found my list of names yesterday when I was going through some stuff in my room. It was like 12 of them. They all had different meanings. And I couldn't find one that stuck. And so one day I was driving on the highway, and the name Allura just popped into my head. And I was like, I don't know what this means. I don't know how this got here, but it just sounds like it really fits. And so I texted my cousin, and I was like, what do you think of the name Allura? And she was like, I don't even know what that means, but
let's go with it.
It could work. And it's been ever since. But I eventually did look it up, and it means divine counselor. I don't know how that applies, but
that's good. That happened the way it's supposed to happen. That's incredible. So let me ask you this. Okay, you got that single. How many songs? How many songs in your body work have you had so far?
So on my EP, there's 6 songs. I released What's the Move. I'm releasing 2 more this year before I drop the entire EP.
Okay. You got any more visuals coming with that?
Yes. So my next visual is my. Sorry, I just got a phone call.
No problem.
Yes, so my next visual for my next single, Happy Birthday to My Ex, is my favorite one so far. The move was super fun, but it was very last minute. It literally was something that was put together the day of. There was so many things that happened. So for this next visual, I was actually able to plan out exactly what I wanted for it, and I can't wait for you guys to see it.
That's what's up, man. Because I'm actually, as you're speaking, I'm looking at your social media right now, and you have some wonderful pictures on here. I see you on here with some videos like you're dancing. Tell me about this clip you have on here where somebody walked up on you guys with a camera. That's funny. That's funny right there.
Thank you. Okay, so I have like a personal photographer. His name is Demetrius. I'm gonna tag him.
Yeah, shout out to Demetrius.
Let me give a shout out to my friend here. Is it gonna let me do it? I'll tag him later. But yeah, so I have a personal photographer named Demetrius. We meet up every weekend. I'm filming like what's called a documentary series because my life is actually really interesting, but I am not able to portray that on social media. Right. So he's helping me with that. So he like follows me around with the camera every weekend, and we shoot stuff. They're kind of like vlogs. They're short little documentaries, but it really gives the people insight into my life. But that particular one, we were doing a photo shoot, and his intern was there.
Right.
I was changing for our next shoot, like for the next location. And so the guy walks up with the camera, and he's like, "Hey, is this Allura?" And we just went with it, and we recorded it, and it actually turned into something funny. And so we ended up posting it.
So when I saw it, I was like, wow, that's some cold stuff right there. I watched it like 3 or 4 times.
You know, I always try and post stuff that's funny, especially like whenever we're all together. That's when the camera's on me and I'm able to be like my most candid self.
Right,
so I always try to post stuff that's like natural, even though that's like a little staged.
So let me ask you this. First of all, shout out to we're going to shout out to Mrs. Amber, Mrs. at your Media Bay, for the connect, you know what I'm saying? That's my dog. What does Allura, how do you see yourself fitting in as far as like in the Dallas culture? Music, I mean.
I honestly think, like, if I were to work with any artist in Dallas, like, the one I feel like I would relate most to is Cash Page. Because we both have, like, that chill vibe. But, like, if I'm ever trying to turn up, I think I would fit in with, like, Erica Banks. She likes to party, too.
Shout out to Erica Banks. Actually, me and her, we got something set up, too, as well. Shout out to Erica Banks.
Yeah, I'm that.
What's up, man? Shout out to E, man. And I would love to see that collaboration. So, Erica Banks, you listening to this, watching this, make sure that happen. I would love to hear that record. I know it's going to be dope.
Yeah.
I know y'all going to turn up on that. Any male artists you would like to do a song with out of Dallas?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
Right.
And just, you know what? I don't want to answer that question.
Okay, cool.
Just, I don't want to start it deep, so. But just.
I got you. We just gonna let it happen organically.
Yeah.
All right. Any shout outs you want to give? Anybody you want to say you want to pay homage to at this time?
Yes. I want to give a shout out to my awesome makeup artist, Essence. I think she's in the comments somewhere. I want to give a shout out to Demetrius. He's the one that takes all the pictures on my page. I want to give a shout out to my family, my mom and dad. I know they're on here somewhere too. And shout out to BC for setting us all up.
That's what's up, man. They put the podcast, man. It's your host, Go Lucky, man. Thank you for joining. Like I said, we just doing a visual right now. Next time I see you, I'm going to pull up on you behind the scene. I'm going to get you in your studio. And I'm going to record you. We're going to do some dope stuff like that. You know what I mean? Thank you for joining. We're going to get it in.
Hey, turn it up. Thank you for having me.
Oh, yeah. All right, baby.
shit.
You already know what it is. We're at the PM Vibe listening session. My nigga Go Lucky here. You know, Louisiana stand up. You already know what it is. Gang, 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 gang.
Jay Prince Jr. checking in. G the mob in the motherfucking building. We out here at nighttime. But you always gotta fuck with daytime podcast. You feel what I'm saying? Go look at what it do. Huh?
What up, man? It's your homie Bro Mills, aka 16, man. We out here in Dallas, Texas, you feel me? Coming with the Texafornia and the jump back, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Go Lucky, man. Y'all know how we do that.
Man, we get that money out here, bankroll for a nigga time to Go Lucky, nigga. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. The podcast, my nigga Trap Boy Freddy.
Hey, nigga, come get them gems at Gem City, nigga.
What's up, it's Angela Yee, and shout out to Go Lucky.
Yeah, you already know what the fuck going on. Jay Stone, all money in, no money out. Shout out to my nigga Go Lucky. You already know, 100.
Booyah, shit.